Elvin from Canon Secondary School, and I made an assistant robot arm. An assistant robot arm is the machine designed to mimic human movements. It is mostly used in laboratories, industries for assembly. Another thing, when you're making this robotic arm, it helps one learn robotics and how mechanics work, how gears are used, and how to use automotives. And on the other hand, it is also used in competitions, e.g. RoboCup and university robotics. Onto the objectives, it is used to help. It is used in human assistance, e.g. when you are in the laboratory, when you are eating chemicals, it helps you hold the conical flask and the other things. On the other hand, it helps reduce on the costs of money. People always get people to work for them in industries, but with the use of these robotic arms, you're not able to pay all that cost to the workers. The next thing is that the components that I used, they are from the available sources here. I used the plywood. We all know plywood. It is available anywhere you go. I use also these DC motors. You can also find them in old printers and old DVDs. I also use these wires to connect the power to the motors, and I also made this controller which helps it in movement. Yeah, on the other hand, when I was making this robotic arm, I faced challenges. The challenges were that the motors that I used are not the motors that are supposed to be used. So I used these DC motors as you're seeing here. But to improve that, one must use the servo motors because they move in 180 degrees. That helps the machine to move very well. Another thing, I faced challenges on the gripper. This gripper that I made is a DIY gripper. As you see here, I can control it by my hand, but when you use servo motor when you're making this gripper, it helps one to hold an item for so long. As you see here, it cannot hold very well. And another thing that I faced, the other challenge that I faced was on this controller, a DIY controller. It is so hard to use. So in order to make a very useful thing, you have to use the Arduino board, which controls the motors in any direction. And when you're using the Arduino board, you have to also get the Bluetooth board to connect the robot to your phone so that you can control it without touching it. And to the conclusion, with this robotic arm, the future is ours. So that's it.